Alright, so this is recording. That's good enough. Okay, so when we get to the point where we get to mesh circuits, it requires a little bit more math than I teach in this class. So we'll go to that point where we have to use like a little higher level math, and we won't do those. Okay, might talk about them, but we won't do them. Okay. So we're going to calculate some complex circuits that you can calculate. You should be, what page are you at? You're on page 9. So we're just go to page 12. No, we're going to go further. The only thing I want to point out is on page 16. I think I pointed this out yesterday, but I want to point it out again. That's the prefix for and the symbols and then the value. Okay. We will use pico, nano, micro, milli, kilo, mego. We probably won't deal with giga or tetra. Okay. So those are going to be really important for us to know the identifier for whatever it is, whatever power it's raised to. Negative or positive will be important. When we do our calculations, we'll be able to just move our zeros back and forth, move our decimal point back and forth on our zeros, and that'll be really important that we can do that easily. All right, so we can breeze by that. We talked about current. We did talk about voltage. I'd just like to go to page 23 and talk about batteries. Okay, so there's a lot of ways how do I want to say this? There's a lot of ways to move electrons in a wire, because that's what it really boils down to. You're not making electrons, and you're not getting rid of electrons. They're there all the time. They're never destroyed. They're never created. Okay, if you can create electrons, let me know, because I'm really interested. Okay, like even nuclear, they're still there. They're just coming off of a material that can't hold them. That's really what nuclear material is it has a lot of electrons around it, and the outer electrons, it can't hold on to them. So it keeps decaying or losing electrons until it becomes something else. And if those electrons hit you, that's not good. And radiation's that's not good. It gives off other things, but electrons basically is what it's losing. Okay. So actually, we really don't use nuclear material very well. We use nuclear material to heat water to make steam to turn turbines. And that's great, but it's not a very efficient way of utilizing the nuclear material. You can actually get electrons directly from the nuclear material. There's all kinds of information about that, although if you try to build anything, it's against the law, so I wouldn't suggest you try. But it is interesting to look at it. And so you can generate voltage and current directly from nuclear material. In essence, anything that will give off electrons, so it's deteriorating, and they will go to another spot which is lower potential, which is ground, or something that will move them. In a pump and water situation, if you have water in a line, if you attach a pump to it and you turn that pump with energy, you could move the water through the line. It requires energy to do that. Well, electrons are the same way. So originally we had generators. Generators used magnetism. Now, you guys have dealt with magnetism already, I'm sure. But you understand that magnetism, when there's a magnetic force, and it's pushing against an electron, which is a negative charge, it will move that electron in a certain direction. A magnetic force in the air doesn't do much. There's no free electrons really in the air. Well, there's a few, but it doesn't mean anything, okay? For the wire, on the other hand, what do we say about copper? Those outside electrons, not holding on to them very well, is it? They're kind of free and easy to move along, right? So if we take a magnet and we place it next to a wire, we should be able to push those electrons down the wire, right? If we use just a single wire, here's a wire, and we put a magnet next to it, and we move it maybe back and forth, nothing happens in the wire. Why is that? Oh, this thing isn't tracking me today. Okay, so I don't know what's wrong with it here. There we go. It's just anyway, okay. So why don't the electrons move through the wire? We have electrons in the wire. Lots of electrons in the wire. They're just sitting there. So why is it that the little buggers why don't they move? Moving it back and forth. I give you a piece of wire, I can move the magnet on it, they don't move. Okay. Where are they going to go? First thing is, if I move it, there are no electrons coming in on this end, right? And where are they going to go on this end? There's just air out here. Right? What's wrong with this thing? It's losing it. So, think about it.
Wire. Plug it in.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's it. There we go. There we go.